that is such a ripoff of Patek Philippe Nautilus.
A Nautilus, really? You see a...
I mean, look, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I look at it and I say, wait a second.
It's a chronograph.
Come on, kiddies. Look at the dial. I hate dog shit dials. I like good dials. These are great.
Hi everyone, Teddy Baldassarre here, back with Kevin O'Leary. Kevin, great to see you as always.
Wonderful to be here, Teddy.
So today, what I like to do with you is always kind of get you on your toes, looking at things that you've never seen before. Yeah. And I think I actually have a collection of watches that you may have never seen before.
So you must be going Microbrand, because I've seen everything, Teddy.
You've seen everything?
Yeah.
I take that as a challenge, and we're going to try to stump you today. So these are microbrands, and how I classify a microbrand, it's not necessarily a true term, I suppose, and like universally known, but I would say it's a brand that's more towards the affordable end. I don't say it's an independent because there's not really high horology watchmaking taking place. These are appealing with more just ETA, Sellita, maybe some Japanese calibers, and are just providing cool, unique just designs, value. That's really what we're going for here. So that's what I look at.
I mean, I appreciate microbrands because you've got artists, you've got people that are really interested in watchmaking. Obviously, they have to use an existing caliber. They're not making their own,
right?
But they're focusing on dial, which I always respect as a collector. So I'm always looking for eclectic dials. That's how I got into Ming. Ming was a micro brand. It's controversial, it's exciting, beautiful dials, and very, very collectible now.
Now, I'd say they ascended into more of the independent status with what they've been able to do.
But I think that's how you start. You start micro, you build, you prove you can sell 1,000 watches, establish a base, a hungry base, and all of a sudden, bingo, old Jed's a millionaire.
These watches on the table, all under $3,000, every single one. So we have some fun today. Let's begin with the most affordable watch on the table. Now, this is a company called Brew. Now, Brew take a lot of their inspiration from Italian espresso machines.
Well, I get that, but that is such a ripoff of Patek Philippe Nautilus.
A Nautilus, really? You see a...
I mean, look, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I look at it and I say, wait a second.
It's a chronograph.
Come on, kiddies. Look at the dial. Look at the dial. I like it. What's the price on this?
$395.
Are you kidding?
Come on.
Wow.
Come on. Can we get a 180 on that? Can you at least give them a little bit of credit?
Goodness. That is incredible. Really?
Yeah.
When it breaks, you just throw it out and get another one.
And it's not going to break. It's got a Seiko quartz inside, Mecha quartz movement, so get that chronograph rolling and boom.
I'm so impressed.
There you go.
$300.
So
what's it called again?
It's Brew. It's a company.
BRU.
BREW. Brew.
Brew is in coffee brew.
Yes. That track down at the bottom, the multicolor, is for timing your espresso shot. So I almost hate myself that I know what that is. And
Teddy,
that's
important. A heck of a find.
But so these guys have been getting a lot of love. So Alton Brown on the Food Network, I see him wearing Brew watches, which is kind of fun.
It's a very it's a classic. If you really look at it, including the bracelet. I mean, if you were looking at it from 20 or 30 feet away, you'd say, wait a sec, is that not a 5711? I know you don't see the complications yet, but the design...
Just the silhouette, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
But the silhouette is very Patek-ish, but for this price, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. Crazy, $300, that's nuts.
Okay, so now let's move on to some dive watches. And people ask me all the time, hey, Teddy, what's the best first watch to get? I want one style, I want to go for
I'm thinking Brew, buddy. That's what I think.
It's a great value. Yeah. I like what they do. The design's fantastic. But let's see, from a microbrand perspective, where a lot of brands focus, and that's in dive watches. Yeah. So this is a brand called Notice. They're based in LA. They do. They're going to feature Seiko movements on the inside. I just find the champagne dial pretty cool. It's got a little bit more of a sandwich.
I think I've met these guys on the Shark Tank set.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you're meeting it again.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
How did that go? How did that conversation go?
This is a very interesting piece. I think it's combined classic elements of dive. There's no question.
Sure.
And these striking hour markers are pretty interesting. I mean, it's not for me in terms of dial, but I have to admit it's an attractive piece. Hit me with the price.
Just under $500.
Unbelievable.
For under $500, I mean, it's pretty
Teddy,
solid.
How do these guys make any money?
Low overhead, probably. I mean, they probably don't have
kidding.
that many people working. But I think this is where a lot of people are getting fatigued with some of the brands.
Where's the caliber from?
That's a Seiko movement on the inside.
Okay, so
NH35.
they got a good Japanese movement.
Yes, yeah,
Makes
reliable
sense.
movement. It's a workhorse.
And I actually think the spring force in
The bezel rotation's great.
the bezel is excellent rotation.
Yeah, finishing's good.
Yeah, I mean that's an amazing deal. Amazing. Yeah, fantastic.
Pretty sharp.
Yeah, very good.
We have another dive wash.
Okay.
Also, kind of
Let
in
me
this.
have a sip of this O'Leary.
Oh, please.
This is, my
Please
favorite.
introduce us.
Come on, the Chardonnay is just gorgeous.
Oh, yes. Cheers to you, Kevin. So Microbrands.
Oh, nectar from the nipple of Aphrodite. It's fantastic. Okay.
Shall we continue?
Yeah, please.
All right, beautiful. So this is a brand called Traska. Two things, I mean, I would say from a finishing perspective, incredible for the price. But the other thing is that dial. But there's one other thing I want to show you, and it's the hardness of that case. So that case.
Is there a luminescence in this style?
Yes. Okay. Not to the dial, but to the markers, of course, yes.
Yeah.
It's just a mint green.
But we got a steel case here.
Steel case, correct. But it's not any ordinary steel case. So that is a hardened case. So it's 1200 HV on the Vickers hardness scale. Stainless steel around 300-400. So that's multiples of that.
Very nice feel on the
Right?
movement, and on top of that, screw down crown.
Yes,
So we have some waterproof here.
yes. And also ceramic bezel. See that in that? We were just praising Longines earlier today for $1,600 out of
Very
ceramic
nice
bezel.
movement on the bezel. Very nice.
But here,
So what's the price on this?
$600. Now, I want to do a little experiment with you. That's cool.
Yeah.
So right there is a Rolex Submariner bracelet.
Yeah.
That's a link.
Yeah.
This, let's see if I can get this open. I need some scissors to get this. All right, here we go. Just to show the hardening technique and how this is achieved. So here we go. Rolex on the left.
You can barely tell the difference, Teddy.
All right, well now,
Okay.
I want you to go and scratch up that Rolex link.
I can do that with this device.
You can,
You know it's going to scratch.
Yes, scratch it up. Now scratch it up.
I'm scratching it. I'm destroying a link.
You seeing it? You getting some visual?
It's definitely scratched.
All right, now try it on that one. See what happens.
Amazing. Are you kidding?
We get any scratches?
So this is carbon hard?
Well, it's hardened stainless steel.
Wow.
So it ranks at 1200 HV on
Look
the
at
Vickers
this.
hardness scale.
That's Rolex scratched. These guys not scratched. What's the brand again?
Traska,
Wow.
little micro brand.
No kidding. Out of where's it from?
So they're based in the U.S., but they assemble overseas, of course. But
Amazing, amazing.
pretty
So-
cool end product.
Yeah, let's.
And just to give you an idea on price, so this Rolex Link costs $200. That entire watch costs $600.
There you have it. That's crazy. That's very, very interesting. And listen, I have to admit, if you're going in for just starting level, this is a fantastic, classic sports piece. I mean, there's no question.
All right, so our next selection of pieces here are from a brand called Zelos. They're based in Singapore. They're beloved by collectors just because it's kind of ridiculous the value that they have in some of their pieces. Now this is called their Nova. This is called their Starfighter. But the thing that is
I can tell
notable,
right away that there's something really interesting going on with that dial.
That's right. So these are Aventurine dials. You've probably seen that from Longa with the Saxonia.
Of course.
But take a look at these.
Seen that with AP.
With AP, of course, yeah, with code 1159.
Yeah, 1159.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
How's it hold up?
Wow. Wow, that is absolutely spectacular. What's the price on this?
What would you guess?
1200?
Less than that, $950.
Wow. Okay, sorry, this is now top of the pops.
Okay, all right.
That is an unbelievable dial. Yeah, that's really beautiful. And they've got fantastic contrast on the hour hand. I mean, that's just...
It's pretty killer.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it's a
fantastic.
pretty solid movement, too. I mean, it's a Pazoo 7001 at a 7001, but that's a nice movement for that price, too. Here's it in a chronograph. Want to see it in a chronograph?
I have to say, because of the dial is so striking, I prefer it on a simpler...
So it's just not obstructed. You want it to see the
because
most
I think
real
the
estate
whole
possible.
thing with this piece is this incredible dial. And so I want to see more dial, less complications.
I get that.
But
And that's more expensive as well. That's just south of $1,500.
this one,
Yeah, that one's $950.
yeah, no, I get it. But of course it should be more. It's got complications,
Yep,
and it's
of
very
course.
nice. But that piece is remarkable, really. You've got some great finds here, I got to tell you. This is amazing.
All right, let's keep it going. So we
Okay.
have 3 more. Now this next brand, this is where I think you get up to that kind of next tier. So these are Swiss-made watches now. So this is a brand, they're based in the UK, they're called Fairer.
Yeah.
And they're really known for just their use of kind of more eccentric and fun expressions with their dials and also their hands. And
You know, it's nice.
Yeah.
Is that a split?
so it's a GMT, which is
really?
pretty cool for that price range. Swiss-made GMT for that price is pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's you know, it's nice. It doesn't blow me away in terms of being something really unique, but the price point may be unique.
1,400.
Yeah, so, okay.
1,500.
GMT for 1,400, where are you going to get that?
Swiss made too. I mean, they're not going to cut any corner. I mean, that's a Swiss made moving on the backside. It's top grade.
And automatic.
And automatic, yep. You got it.
Nice, and I like this kind of off-green thing they've got going on here.
And that's an entry-level position for them. They have some other just more out there types of creations.
I like it. I mean, you've got a lot going on in this style. You've got orange, you've got red, you've got this off-green. I mean, it's a little bit of a funky chicken thing.
Sure.
So you're saying they are funky chicken, right?
They are, but they know their lane, and they do it well.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's a nice piece. I mean, it's not
for you,
not for me.
I get it.
But interesting, to say the least. And also, you can see good contrast from out of the corner of your eye. I always test the dial that way. It's good.
Next brand, I think from a finishing perspective, is one of the best I've seen. Now, we got to handle some mainstream brands today.
Yeah.
This is, I'd put up there with any mainstream brand for the price. Now, it's a little more expensive compared to some other things on the table, but this is a brand called Matcha. They're based in St. Louis. Yeah. They also are same brand that operates.
What's with these American micro guys? I mean, all over the place. Yeah. Almost every state, somebody's popping up. I don't know how they stay in business only selling 1,000 watches a year.
Well, these guys are pretty legit. They also own Everest bands, which is...
So they're playing... That's a big business.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So they have two businesses going on. But they know what they're doing. Swiss-made watch, finishing perspective, feel that bracelet, feel that case. Also, let's take a look. Let's move the minute hand here so you can see that GMT hand on this. This is also GMT, which is pretty cool. I'll have you look at a couple things. Feel it first.
People don't realize how complex a GMT movement can be. It's
anything with a complication that's not traditional
easy to
freehand.
make.
Sure.
That's nice. That's really nice.
Feel the bracelet. Definitely feel that bracelet and clasp. But also look at the GMT hand. Do you see what it's doing? You see how it's raised up at the end?
It's got a little funky thing going on at the end there.
So while they're doing this,
is that going over the raised hour?
Yes. So that's how it's able to pass over those hour markers.
I see. So you get that 3D thing. So yeah, that's interesting. I haven't seen that before. You got real presence in the lift. Mm-hmm. Very nice. Very, very nice. Manta.
Finishing is spectacular.
And I love what they're doing with that sort of gold thing going on in the hour hand. Very nice. It's a good piece. Automatic as well. Yes. Steel. Mm-hmm. Price?
$1,950. It's a little more expensive, but...
No, but still good value. Good value. That's actually very, very nice. You know, what's amazing, in the last 3 years, all of a sudden you're finding all these domestic micro guys coming out with really interesting new versions of classics.
Yes.
And at price points that, this is putting a lot of pressure.
It is.
On the market.
Because they don't have the overhead that these big brands have. They don't have to worry about moving units.
I mean, other than you, who's really ADing these? Who are the dealers?
Well, I don't sell most of these products.
You just found them?
Yeah, I just found them. I think they're cool. I like supporting smaller.
So they're direct-to-consumer plays.
Yeah,
they're born in the pandemic, basically.
Well, a lot of them have been around I'd say the micro-brand community in watches has exploded in the last 5 years.
It's because, A, the interest in watches, B, the price differential with the major brands now, it's just insane. Even entry-level pricing is crazy. So people that want to get in, I always tell everybody, never go into debt for a watch. So if you can't afford...
Totally agree with that.
Yeah, if you can't afford an entry-level Rolex at now $14,000...
Don't do it.
Don't do it. And these are really good alternatives. And probably, supporting these makers is important, because this is the next generation of watchmaker right here.
That's right. And the other thing I think is great too is it does actually put a little bit of pressure on the brands to innovate, the big brands to really think about things more creatively.
It takes a lot longer for a big brand to come up with something like this. They just don't do it.
Yes.
I mean,
they listen to the enthusiasts, which is why I think so many people like looking at these type of brands.
I must say, these are unique dials, and if you're a dial collector like I am, agnostic to price, you care about dial first. Just because it's inexpensive doesn't mean it isn't a great addition to your collection.
I have one more for you.
Okay.
Now, this brand is a French brand.
French?
French brand.
Very controversial. They're not known for making watches.
I'll say this.
Even F.P. Journe is French national. He moved to Switzerland to build his brand. He didn't stay à la France.
These guys have a boutique in Paris, and I'll say this. If it might not be for you, but this is one of the most novel case concepts I've seen for any brand out there.
Okay.
So this is a brand called Hajib. Let's take off of this. And their whole kind of name to fame and what their approach is they have interchangeable straps, bracelets, and cases.
Cases?
Check this out. So they've patented this, and I think this is really creative and fun. Imagine this. Okay, you pick out your little capsule. So here's your capsule. Yeah. You can buy different capsules. So hey, maybe you like this dial more. Maybe you like this one over here. Maybe you like the approach of this one. So you can pick your dial, pick it out. What dial do you want?
That's pretty funky.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah,
And then,
that's very cool.
All right, so here we go. I feel like I'm feeling this one today. Let's do this.
So you can collect movements, straps, and cases.
Exactly. So you have different cases.
I don't know if that's going to take off, but it might.
If what they need to probably dial in on is what does this look like? If they can find the right central, like little, they call these their capsules.
Yeah.
And then you can buy these. This is kind of your central base, and then you have these different cases.
But it limits you on complications because you can't do
Sure.
any, because you're only a single crown. That's it. So, I mean, you know, but still, it's very...
Then you can have some fun with the bezel. You know, maybe put a different bezel on there.
So, what do people do? Buy, like, optionality? They buy a bunch?
So what you could do is
So
you could
now
buy
all of
a
a sudden you got a
complete.
sports dive watch.
You can buy a complete set. You can buy individual cases. You can just kind of customize it
Price
yourself.
point?
So the individual capsule is $2,400, and then you can get the different cases for around $300.
That's it?
Yeah. So you could have fun.
And you can also swap out bands.
Yes. Oh yeah, easy. Those are quick release.
Okay, so, you know, what'll drive this is some kind of a community that gets hooked on it and starts to tell others about it because, you know, this has been tried in shoes, it's been tried in all kinds of luxury goods like purses, swappability. Never works. Very hard. It might work with watches because you can have a different look every day
Try it. Try to actually open it up. So flip it around. Just grab that and twist it.
and just take it out.
Just twist it. You get it?
Yeah,
There.
it's
Put it back
genius.
in. Put it back in.
It's very, very cool.
I will give it to them. It's a little. It has that kind of gimmicky factor, but I think it's cool. I think they do a good job with it, and also the functionality of it it works.
Well, I mean, the capsules, clearly everything has to be standardized. You're going to make everything the same size, which, again, you're not going to get a chronograph out of this, right?
Sure. Yeah. No. Yeah. Because you're going to deal with different dimension sets. But
Right. But I get it. I mean, it's, look, completely unique, different. And if it gets a following, really on social, and people start pounding the table for it, maybe it takes off. I could see enthusiasts getting into this.
Sure.
I could see it. I mean, they're okay. I mean, the dials are okay. Let me see that black dial.
yeah,
over
that's one of the problems. They can't get too daring with them, right? Because it has to be multi-dimensional and be able to work with different cases.
That's a great dial. It's okay. It's it's Teddy, that's different.
Right.
You brought something really different here.
Sure.
I get it, but this is not going to be my top of the pops.
Let's talk about the tops. What's your favorite? What stood out to you today?
Yeah.
Maybe do top three. Maybe do top three. If you
Okay,
can.
let me do top three. I mean,
I like it.
I'm again being a dial guy. I really thought this was an interesting piece. You know, just the price was crazy.
Under $400.
Yeah, and I think it is so mistakable for a $100,000 Patek.
That's saying something.
It is because it's got that classic look.
The Stern family's going to put a hit on you for that
No, I
comment.
know, but I'm sorry. It is. So it's one of the top three, and let's have a look at where was that one with the incredibly hard carbon
Right in front of the green one right there.
right here with the
Yep.
the hardened. Yeah, that was. I like it. That's another.
That's just a value pack right
and
there.
lastly, I'm kind of warming up to this again.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like it initially, but
Oh, that over the Manta, really?
yeah,
I thought you were
well,
vibing with the Manta.
I just when I'm looking at the dials, I'm looking for dial appeal at these price points. I want something that really. You advertise this as being funky chicken.
It is.
It is.
If you look at their other pieces, it's
Yeah,
exactly that.
That's it. These
Oh
are
my
the three.
goodness. It's like
And
looking
I'm-
into the rainbow
And I'm going
today.
to go number one right here.
Brew.
The first piece. It really is stunning. I mean, it's for that price. If you want value, this is it right here. And particularly if it's your first watch, it's so striking. It's like it's not. Either you pay $100,000 for Patek, or you get this for what is it again?
Under $400. One thing I'll add to that. One thing I will add to that
That's
is
the interest on the $100,000 you're going to save.
one thing I will say when talking about micro brands. These are not brands that like will go crazy in holding their value.
Well,
These
they
are.
will after people see this.
That's the Mr. Wonderful effect, I
Yeah.
suppose.
No, whoever these guys are, they've done a great job, and they've done a beautiful design. They're all worthy of purchase because they're different, they're exciting, they're unique, they have great dials, and I would wear these. I'm always looking for the dial. That's what matters. I'm looking for the dial, and all of these are unique from anything I've got in my collection. So, Teddy, you've
And
done
total
it.
price on that, you're looking at about $2,500.
Yeah, 3 watches for $2,500, and all of a sudden you're a collector.
You are. That's a complete collection. You got your diver, you got your chronograph, and you got your GMT. That's
Yeah.
That's nice spread.
You've done a great job in this episode. These are fantastic. They really are.
Would you like to do another one of these? Because there's plenty of these different brands out there.
I think so. I think so because look, together we're helping these makers, which I want.
I like that too. I mean, that's the whole theme of your show and everything.
Yeah, I want to help entrepreneurs.
I love it.
But also, I really appreciate new dials. And look at that. That's so funky. Like, that's funky.
If you guys want to see another episode of this type of series, give this video a thumbs up. That's a great indicator, but we can definitely do it.
If you want more, we'll get... Look, Teddy's doing the work. He's really digging deep into the micro space, coming up with really cool things. And I will curate the dials for you. I hate dog shit dials. I like good dials. These are great.
Perfect. I don't know what else to say except that. So, guys, thank you again so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you guys did enjoy this. We'll do another one of these in the future. Be sure to subscribe to Kevin's channel. Also, check out teddybaldassarre.com, e-commerce site for all things watches. Check it out. But, guys, thank you again so much for watching. Be well, and I'll see you all very soon.